If you can get through that, you can get through anything, okay? And that moment, I knew my life would change forever. Hello, how you doing? Yes. Can we all just stand up really quick because we've been sitting for a minute? Can we all stand up, move our legs around? I am Tina. Otherwise...
Meet Tina, stars Tina Wilson, a beacon of hope and transformation for women over 40. As a licensed life and health coach, Tina specializes in empowering those who have faced life's toughest challenges.
The edge of their seat. So when someone says, Tina, how did you feel? I'm going to say, I had it at the edge of their seat.
Drawing from her personal triumphs over tragedy, Tina guides women on a transformative journey. Her unique approach is grounded in the 5 pillars of transformation: mindset, heart set, nutrition, fitness, and resilience. Tina's mind, body, and soul awakening program isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. Through her online fitness boutique studio, she merges physical well-being with emotional growth. As an international motivational speaker, Tina's voice resonates across continents. She inspires and educates through her podcast, her dynamic presence on platforms like Clubhouse and Toastmasters International, and her compelling storytelling. Celebrating her latest achievement, the publication of her first book, No More Traumedy, Tina continues to leave a lasting mark in the art of transformation.
I said I need to make a book for anyone who's had some type of trauma or tragedy, because there's no playlist. People don't like to talk about it. Remember, I was with my coach and I'm like, well, this person's got a cool thing. They do motivation, they do finances. I talk about traumedy. That's not cute. He's like, Tina, you make traumedies look good. Yeah.
Stars Tina Wilson, transforming lives by overcoming one traumedy at a time.
Hey, good morning to you and also you. Welcome to the 7 a.m. cup of motivation. What are you drinking this morning? Do you have tea? Do you have coffee? Do you have water? Are you feeling supercharged? Well, I am feeling supercharged. If this is your first time, I want to welcome you. Make sure you go to that YouTube channel and subscribe. Facebook family, good morning. LinkedIn family, good morning, all of you. So when you come into this space, I am here Monday through Friday, and I am bringing you that motivation. I'm here to motivate you. But if you guys didn't know, motivation, it's on the outside. It doesn't really stay that long. When you're with me for these 30 minutes, you're motivated, right? You're feeling good. You're like, yeah, she's got me going. But then it's gone and we need a little bit more, right? That is when the inspiration comes into play. And I'm going to inspire you to think a lot bigger. I'm gonna inspire you to take those chances, to take those risks. Through faith is my main way how I do it. And then lastly, transformation. When you come into this space, you're going to be transformed from the inside out. That's the foundation of where we get going with this show. And I'm so grateful and so excited to be here with you. If you didn't know, I'm on this Lisa Nichols kick, this Lisa Nichols high. I'm currently in her 8-week program. So every single day, I'm going to drop a little bit of nugget from Lisa, not much, just a little 2 minutes, because I am just infusing my mind, engulfing just every single day to be better. Because the cool thing about our lives, people, especially now, is if you want to do something, you just get on YouTube. You just follow the person. You do what they do. It's that simple. You really don't have to think so much. So with that being said, Renee's going to cue it up, and we're going to have our outside, inside motivation, inspiration, transformation right now from the wonderful, the amazing Lisa Nichols. You can drop that whenever you're ready, Renee. And while she's here, there we go.
I stopped by to poke you, to prod you, to make it mildly, to moderately, to significantly uncomfortable for you to sit in any form of mediocrity. For you to make sure you don't look at 2020 when you get to 2022 and say, damn, there was more of me to give back there. And I didn't. To make sure you're not keeping score. Keep track, but don't keep score. I stopped by to ask you, are you willing? Are you willing to do what you've never done before, say what you've never said before, so you can be the man, the woman you've always known yourself to be? Are you willing to tell any part of you that doesn't serve your future, any part of the procrastination and the worry and the doubt and the am I good enough? If you're willing to stop and look at all of it and say, I appreciate you. You got me to this point. But in order for me to go further, I'm going to have to leave you here. Because you limited thinking, you doubtful Debbie, you naysayer, you vision buster, you can't quite fit in my future. I have lives to transform. I have people to inspire. I have children to ignite. I have loves to create. I have so much to do. I can't quite take you with me, but it's been real. Because I got to tell you, I could not stand on this stage and on all the stages around the world and touch 50, 60, 70, 80 million. I could not do that. I could not have 7 bestsellers and have lunch with Oprah and dinner with Steve Harvey and whatever with Dr. Phil. And I couldn't do that.
End it right there, Renee.
Talk to a part of me that I grown.
Woo, woo, woo. Did you get a little motivated? Did you feel a little good? That is my coach, amazing Lisa Nichols. And I'm going to show a little slip. I don't know for you, but I was hanging out with her on Saturday. As I told you, I'm doing her coaching program. And yes, it was virtually, but I was still hanging out with her. Okay. And she just did something and said something that really made me just ready to leap, just jump out the window, jump off the cliff. Because there's things in life, you know, we have these big, 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 amazing things that happen to us, right? And for the past 2-3 years, life has just been getting better and better and better. Or shall I say the things that I've accomplished? And I'm like, wow, how did I do that? Wow, how did I do that? Starting back in 2021, when I did my first full marathon in Paris, right? And then last year, just so many amazing things. And I have to show you because I am so stinking proud of this book right here because, guys, your girl wrote a book, like a full-blown book. How many pages are in here? Let me see. I mean, over 100 pages, family, 149 pages. Anyway, I say that to say we have these great moments in our life where we're feeling amazing, right? And it's like, wow, I can't believe that I did this. How did I do this? How did I end up here? And then everything changes like this. And it could be something that's been building up for a while. And I'm just curious, am I the only person who just kind of ignores little things that get on your nerves or ignore things that you know you should do, but you shouldn't do? Well, there's this obstacle that I've been fighting for months, and December I was like, okay, Tina, you're going to make a change, because in order to grow, to expand, you have to move, right? You have to move to grow, whether that's moving the people around you, whether it's moving a job, maybe it's moving a location. So in December, I decided to make a change because it's like, all right, this just doesn't feel right. And since December, it's just been kind of like, what is going on? Where am I? Like, it was horrible. And as we all know, yesterday was Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday, and a lot of things just awakened for me. I had the privilege of watching Transformation Church twice because it was just amazing. They did a beautiful production of a production they called Ransom, and I don't know if they're gonna, I'm sure they'll put it on replay. But I say that to say I watched it and I was listening to. In my world, in my world, like Sundays, it's like all day I'm just watching church, and I just feel it just pours into me. It's like filling me up. And I started with Agape and Rahway, and they read Matthew, I forget, and they were talking about Mary Magdalene. And then I went to Transformation, and then I went to Elevation, and again they were talking about Mary Magdalene. And as they're talking, I'm like, Tina, your middle name is Mary. I don't know if you guys know that. And I was like, whoa, it kind of hit me a little differently. Of course, I knew my name was Mary. Of course I did. But the connection when they kept saying Mary Magdalene and was watching, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I actually told my daughter this, and she just was like, LOL, laughing. And then again, this is something that I've known my entire life, but I just kind of took it for granted. I didn't realize it. And I believe in life, we take a lot of things for granted because it's such access. For example, water, especially if you live in America, it's like, okay, you have water, all right? Food, I don't want to say air, because air, but even air, clean air, we take it for granted. And yesterday, as I was sitting on the couch watching the Transformation Church present Ransom, actually on Good Friday, Dr. Dale will be interviewing her tomorrow. She put a post in our chat for Breakfast with Champions, and she was saying how The Passion of Christ is coming out with a part 2 in 2025. Now, am I the only one who has not seen it? I have not seen it. And I know why I didn't see it, because they showed a snippet of it yesterday, and literally it just like pulled my heart out. So as I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching this performance, this production, this beautiful masterpiece, they show a very small snippet of Passion of Christ. And again, of course, we all know Jesus died on the cross for us. We hear it all the time, right? People wear crosses, they have crosses everywhere. But yesterday, actually seeing this, actually, you know what, Renee, go ahead and play this clip and then I will talk about it so that you can kind of understand what I'm feeling. So if you're ready to just drop that clip in there so you guys can understand and feel what I'm about to say, because yesterday it really hit different when I was watching it. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. Thank you. So they didn't even show that much in that snippet of the torture. But when I watched it yesterday, I was like, whoa. I really realized what had happened, even though I knew, and I was told, I watched the sizzle reel for the one that's coming out in 2025, and they were saying that what they actually showed in the Passion of Christ, it was actually worse than that for Jesus. And I was just like, all sorts of things were going through my mind yesterday. And I was thinking about my son, he was murdered 8 years ago. And I was just thinking of that feeling. And let's just say that valley down there, just like how wonderful our God is. And, just it made me so grateful. And it made me realize, okay, Tina, you can do anything. It just really supercharged me even more. It made me super grateful, super loving, and realize I have to speak up about how I feel, because I feel in the past I've held things back, and I feel the only way we're going to grow as a human race is by loving each other, is by giving back. So that is the take that I got from yesterday. And I probably will not watch The Passion of Christ, because just watching the little 2-3 minutes that I saw, my heart was pulled out, and it was actually horrible. But as we turn this around here, I just want to say, I am so grateful. I am so honored that I had the opportunity to share my voice with you. And the month of April, where we are right now, there's two big things that are happening. It's financial literacy and it's Earth Day. All righty. So each week I'm going to be talking about something different. This week is all about financial literacy. And today I'm going to give you 3 tips that can help you with your finances. And this is really good. And, I like to focus, I don't want to say focus, but those women that are over 40. So, and that is because I'm over 40. So I'm here for you. I'm here for you, my friends. Okay. So the first tip that I want to share with you, it's important that you write these things down if you want to remember, is track your expenses. All right. And I realized last week, there's things that you want and things that you need and things that uplift you. So I'm going to put it in 3 categories: what you want, what you need, and what uplift you. So of course you want to get that new outfit. Of course you want to go on that vacation, but do you need it? Okay, of course we need food. And then there's those things that inspire you. All right. And sometimes, and you probably see me here, I kind of thought, there's a scarcity mindset, and then there's a abundance mindset, and we want to live in that abundance mindset, because if you're living in that scarcity mindset, guess what, my friends? Everything around you is just going to go down, 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 down. It begins with your mind, right? So when you have that abundance mindset and you know that God has everything for you, it's that much easier, right? So write down your expensive of what you're actually, and also another thing, you want to make sure you're not double paying for something, because I thought I was double paying for life insurance, and then I looked into it and it wasn't life insurance. So I felt much better, because I was like, for 2 years I've been paying this. It was really dental insurance. So I felt so much better. So the first tip is track your expenses and make sure you're not double paying something. For example, you might be paying for 2 AIs. You might be paying for 2 music channels, or maybe if you're into music like that, like Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. But that's something that's going to help you out. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is set smart financial goals. So S is specific. Be very specific. First of all, do you know exactly what you want. How much do you want to make? And not make, save or make or whatever. And then why? If you know why you're doing something, it's going to make it so much easier. I love the Steve Harvey video. It's 300 list. And every quarter I like to look at it. And this past weekend I was looking at it. And what he's talking about is write down 300 things that you want. And it's not to say that you're going to actually get all of them or that you're being greedy. It's really just stretching your mind. So when you're specific, very specific about what you want, then you can make a plan for it, right? So if you say, I want to save $10,000, well, why do you want to do it? Well, I want to save it because I want to make sure I have X amount of months of money in reserve. Maybe you're that type of person. Maybe that person you say, I want to use this money to go on vacation. But if you know why you're saving it, it's going to make it that much easier, right? So that's what the S stands for. The M is measurable. How are you measuring how you're saving this money, where you're saving this money? Maybe you have money automatically taken out. I have one of those where every month it comes out, so I don't even know that it's coming out. Another way of how you can measure it is by having like some type of app or something like that. So that's really good. Measuring what you want to do with your goals. Number 3, achievables. That's where we are right now. Are you able to achieve it? What do you want to, it's like, okay, is this what I want to do? I'm going to do it. Yes, you can. You just have to start with that mindset there. Next letter we're on to is relevant. How real is this for you? Is it going to help you out? So that's really good when it comes to your money. And that was tip number 3, have SMART goals. So when you put them all together, time bound. Yes, thank you, Renee. I forgot that one right there. When are you going to do it? Is it a month? Is it a year? Is it 2 weeks? Whatever. And I find if you give yourself a deadline, it's definitely going to help you when it comes to finishing the goal, right? Because if you say, okay, today I'm going to make, and I remember my son would always say this to me, he's like $333 every day. His thing was making $333. Maybe for you, it's 100, maybe it's 200. And you say, I'm not stopping until I make X amount of money, or I'm not stopping until I save X amount of money. If you give yourself a time period, it's going to make it that much easier for you. And right here, I don't know what tip this is because I'm getting confused. There's no numbers and my notes are over there on the computer and I can't move there. So I'm just going to speak it out. This is a work in progress. This show is a work in progress. Developing a budgeting system. Now, don't laugh at me, okay? But I have to think about how I used to budget and have apps and all that stuff years ago. Is I would have one of those planners. I always have planners, and I would just write every month in the planner. And it looked a hot mess. I was just writing every month, just turning and turning. And I was like, okay, it worked, right? And then I'd do like an Excel sheet, but they have updated things now, right? They have apps. And so find the app that works for you. There's one called Simplify, Quicken Simplify. All right, I'm going to download that one right there because it kind of helps. I wish I could say I was the best when it comes to finances, but for me, it's that, I have to, a little tiny part of me has that little scarcity mindset because most of my life, it's been the struggle bus. All right. The struggle bus. Do I pay this bill or do I pay for cheerleading? What do you think mommy did? Mommy paid for cheerleading because I was like, okay, that bill can wait. For me, it was giving that experience for my children. I was just like, the PSE&G can wait. The telephone company can wait. I remember this was when the kids were younger. And I repeat, every single month, our phones would get turned off. We all had the same phone line. And you could call amongst each other. And my daughter would say, Mom, are the phones off again? Every single month, the phone would be cut off. And I'd have to call them and ask for payment arrangements. And I remember another thing that would happen that would just piss me off is every month, the bank would charge some type of fee, when you don't have a certain amount in the bank. No, not that. My bank account would get negative at some point in the month. And I have to go to the bank and I'm like, hey, I forgot this, blah, blah, blah. And the struggle bus was horrible. It was just like, oh. And I remember the first time our phones, it was a full year and the phones stopped getting cut off because I didn't pay the bill on time. And I was like, oh my gosh, I felt like I was in this, whoa. And then when the bank account stopped getting that overdrawn thing, I was like, oh my gosh, it was an amazing feeling. And now being on the other side of that, being able to have savings and get savings for different things is a wonderful thing. So investment for your kids is important too. Thank you for that, Renee. And when I had my children, I was not able to do that. But, going back, what I would have done instead of getting the kids the toys And of course you get clothes, but things like that, maybe you put it into some type of account for the kids for when they get older so the money can grow. So this is Financial Literacy Month. Next week, I'm actually doing an event with Tracy. We are interviewing her on Thursday, and she's doing an event. She's a financial advisor and all this wonderful stuff. So we're going to be learning all this month about that. Hi, Mommy. Good morning. So that's our little, stuff for today. I'm hoping that you find value in this. I'm loving it. I'm practicing. This is like my practice right here, got to start somewhere. So when you come through motivation today was our fitness class. As you know, we have online classes. I felt great this morning. And I don't even know if we can get the link up here. Renee, if you can write it across the side there, I think it's called Uplift. Look at what I sent you. So Lisa Nichols and her husband together, she inspired him to do it. During COVID, she said to him, he worked out, and she was like, hey, why don't, I need to work out. My community probably needs to work out. So she had him, or he decided to do some fitness certifications. She said he did like 7 of them. So now they have a program called Uplift, where it's a fitness classes, and I don't know if they do nutrition, but anyway, Renee is going to put the link there. She has given me and whoever wants a 2-week trial. So it starts today, and they're in California, so it's actually 6 a.m. their time, 9 a.m. their time, our time. So guess what, crew? I'm working out again at 9. And if you want to work out with Lisa Nichols and me and all of her tribe, join us and it's actually 2 workouts a day. So it's like, so it's really a great opportunity to just join in, because it's all about the movement, right? For me, it's just growing and doing different things and having community, right? I can't get enough community for me, being surrounded by people that have that mindset, that want to go to the next level. And the way you start your morning is what's going to set the tone for your day, right? Did you pour into yourself? Did you have that self-care? And before that self-care comes in, my friends, it's super important to get the sleep. 7 to 8 hours of sleep is so very important. What are you doing before you go to bed? Are you praying? Are you meditating? Are you reading your Bible? Are you shutting down your phone? Are you listening to sleep music? I don't know. But the way you start your night is setting you up for success for the next day. Maybe you had a horrible night. Okay, let's change it around. So we're here today. All right. What are you doing? How much water are you drinking? Are you drinking half your body weight? By the way, Monday nights, we have our accountability group with our team. And if you're looking for a community to work out with, to have, help you with your mindset, with your nutrition, all that stuff, I want you to jump into that. And for this month, I'm going to say this week, let's start with this week. All right. The one thing I want us to focus on is meal number 1. I don't like to say breakfast, because when I personally, your girl likes to eat, girl, let me tell you. When I think of breakfast, I think of pancakes with my grandmother. My grandmother never put banana in it, but I like banana in my pancakes, even though my mother didn't put banana in my pancakes yesterday. I like pancakes, eggs, sausage, like I'll do like the whole thing, and she'd give us this little cup of orange juice, little cup of apple juice. So that's not a healthy breakfast for me. I'm talking about me. So this week, I want us to do protein shakes, meal shakes, a protein shake or something like that. That's what I'm going to be doing. So for you, what are you going to do this week? A little bit different for your meal 1. And it's important that you make sure that you wait. Don't get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to eat as soon as you wake up. Drink water, yes, but have that space of time. So that's what we're going to focus on this week. And I'm going to make I don't have chocolate. Got to get the protein, first of all, because you want to have that extra protein in your body to push you through. So that's it for this week. I believe I'm finished for today, unless we have any people that want to pop in, ask a question, come in. But this is your motivation, your inspiration, and we're transforming our mind, our body, our soul, so that we can get to the next level. And I want you to do me a favor right now, okay? If you have not already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because it is growing, it's expanded, and there's a lot of good stuff on there. I have fitness classes on there. I have some shorts to get you motivated, and then some other speeches and things. So I'm getting out of here today. I want to say thank you for coming through. Tomorrow, we have a special guest. I'm so excited for this guest tomorrow. Her name is Dr. Dale. She just wrote a book, and we're going to be interviewing her about her book. She also is a finalist in a competition, in an event. So come back tomorrow, 7 a.m. sharp. We are out of here now. But I do want you to remember one thing, family and friends. What do you think it is? Remember what? Remember what? Remember what? You are amazing. Peace and a bottle of hair grease. Bye. See you.